Well, it is good to be back after a nice break away. Well, when I say a break, bit of a painful break, but it's worth it. And I can't believe also this is episode 50 of the Unleashed podcast. Episode 50. Episode 50 of me ranting and raving, and you guys tuning in every week to listen to me talk the biggest load of nonsense every week. But here, we're still here. Right, number 50. Let's go. Welcome back to the Murami podcast, guys, for another episode. Hope you're all doing very well out there. Welcome to episode 50 of the Unleashed podcast. I actually didn't count how many overall podcasts that we've done, but in the Unleashed version, this is episode 50 already. I can't believe it's been episode 50. It's crazy. Where has the time gone? But anyway, yes, hello. Welcome back to the Murami podcast for another episode after a short hiatus. Just over a week or so we've been off. As you all probably know, I've been away on my summer holiday. Got plenty to talk about that. But yes, it's good to be back. Sitting here this morning, Tuesday morning, feeling a little bit groggy and tired this morning. Didn't sleep very good last night, to be quite honest with you. Tossed and turned all night. This is the worst time about the summertime, as much as it is obviously the best time of the year for me personally, but it's just the heat at night. It's just crazy. You're tossing and turning all night and trying to get sleep, and it's just been chaotic. But I'm sure a few more cups of coffee will sort me out through it today. Plus I gotta go to football tonight, which is even better. But anyway, welcome back, guys. Hope you're all doing well out there. It's been a crazy sort of like last week or two since the last time I spoke to you on the podcast. Thank you for all your messages over the last, I'd say, week, almost a week, since I had a bit of an incident while I was away on holiday. Good and bad, by the way. I've had a few wee assholes coming in over the last few days, but that's because you've nothing else better to do with yourself, but we'll say a bit more about that later on. But anyway, yes, it's been an interesting few week or so since the last time I was on the on the podcast here with you. I want to talk to you about my experience away, and thank you for all your messages in relation to what happened to me, and obviously about the videos from the holiday. There's still more videos to come from Blackpool, guys, by the way. There's still plenty more videos to come. I've got one going, well, so hopefully 2 dropping today. So I've got quite a few more videos still to come from Blackpool. And then I got more vlogs coming up this week as well from just the general stuff as well on the YouTube channel. So stay tuned for that there. But thank you for all your support over the last week or so, saying how much you enjoyed the vlogs from Blackpool. A lot of you out there didn't know, obviously I was away on holiday this past week. This time last Tuesday I was in Blackpool. This time last Tuesday I was getting ready to go to a football match with Lewis and Brooke's boyfriend Paul. We went to see Fleetwood Town against Preston North End last Tuesday night, and that was a great night out, so it was. What a really, really good time. You can go and check out our matchday experience on the YouTube channel. It's available now, Murami YouTube channel. But before I go any further into the podcast today and talk about my holiday and what I want to talk about on the podcast today, I want to obviously thank everybody out there for supporting this podcast. We're now on episode 50 of the Unleashed podcast. We did do a family-friendly version if you want to go back through all the episodes, wherever your platform you're listening to is on today. We did do a family-friendly podcast for a long time. We did do that on a Tuesday, and then we started doing the Unleashed podcast on a Thursday, but a lot of you guys voted that you preferred the Unleashed podcast, so we scrapped the family-friendly one and just kept with the Unleashed. So I would say we're probably about 70-odd episodes into the podcast. But for episode 50 of the Unleashed podcast, guys, thank you so much for all your support. I do appreciate it. And for you 1% minority out there who don't like the podcast and like to regularly try and be a fucking troll, then thanks for tuning in, because I do appreciate you listening to me. Hello, I know you're listening. Hi. You balloon heads. Anyway, thank you for all your support for people who do support us. And some of you were actually sending me pictures while I was away on holiday, and some of you were sending me pictures when I got home of you sporting the new Moore Army podcast t-shirt. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. You said you enjoy the merchandise, so yeah, thank you very much for that. But anyway, yes, before we continue on even further, if you are new to this podcast for the first time ever, or you're a regular listener to the podcast and you'd like to get in touch with us here on the show, you can do that by the following methods, which is first of all the email address, which is moorearmypodcast@yahoo.com. Also, you can contact me and the podcast on social media, which first of all is Facebook, which is Moore Army YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit a like on that page, would appreciate it. Also on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram, and also that new one, Threads, is it called still? I haven't really posted much on it. Official Matthew Moore on there. If you want to go to the website, get all your new merchandise, check out all the vlogs from the channel, go and check out everything to do with the Moore Army, go back and listen to previous episodes of this podcast. You can certainly do it. moorearmy.co.uk. That's moorearmy.co.uk for all your bits and bobs to do with the Moore Army. I would appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much for supporting the Moore Army. I do really appreciate it. Anyway, yes, what a holiday. One that I'll not forget, trust me. As you all know, guys, anybody who's a long time follower of my vlogs on YouTube, you know I go to Blackpool, have been for the last lot of years with the kids. And I always say to my kids every year, like, where do you want to go on summer holiday this year? Do you want to go abroad? Do you want to go to Spain, France, Germany, Spain, America? Where do you want to go this year? And they always say Blackpool. There's just something about Blackpool my kids adore. I mean, I only went there a couple of times when I was a small kid. Fond memories of Blackpool, vague memories of Blackpool back in the day. With obviously mum and dad, my granny and granddad, which is my dad's mum and dad, who are no longer with us. Just some good memories over the years, but we've been making our own memories this last lot of years, apart from the 1 year we couldn't go because of COVID and stuff like that. But yes, I've been saying to the kiddies every year, where do you want to go on your holiday next year? Oh, Blackpool. It's like, Blackpool, really? Because they love the pleasure beach, and they love all the arcades, and they love the shops, and the kids just love the place. So went off on our travels this year for another holiday. Went to Blackpool on the Sunday morning, which was brilliant. Early flight out of Belfast International Airport. The four of us off we went, and it was fun. So it was. We had a great cracking over, good laugh. Going over on the plane. As you all know, guys, you've been probably watching my vlogs last couple of months. Lewis has this confused wee funny phase at the minute where he keeps saying or wa. It's a Northern Ireland slang term saying or what. Or someone asks you to do something, you say or what. Or what do you mean if you don't do it? It's or wa. And Lewis keeps saying it. Sometimes he says it in a way that pisses me off, and it's really inappropriate sometimes and annoys the hell out of me, but then sometimes he says it and it makes you laugh. And some people don't see that humour, and I actually ended up having a debate with some guy on Instagram, just some fucking tool on Instagram the other day when I was away. We were on the plane, and Lewis has done it on the way back from Liverpool one time, where when you're sitting on a plane, guys, and you get the girls and the guys stand up there giving you a demonstration, we see it, we know it like the back of our fucking hand, because we're never off airplanes. As you all know, we watch my videos, I'm always back and forward England all the time, and I'm on a fucking plane next Monday as well, so I'm back to England next week again. And we always wait till the very end, everything's finished, and they finished their wee demonstration. And we were just doing a wee funny video on the plane for Instagram and trying to have a bit of a laugh and all that there. And we'd done it before, where when the staff had finished doing their demonstration and they were sitting down, but they were still playing a wee announcement over the speaker. And at the very end, they go, "We hope you have a pleasant journey." And Lewis just looks at the camera and goes, "Or why?" as a joke. Not disrespecting the staff or nothing like that. And the first time he ever done it, the people around us were actually pissing themselves laughing, and they were joking and laughing. I'm like, oh my God, it's so funny. Just the way he said it. And we've even got an Orwa t-shirt on the Moore Army fucking merchandise store, which was sold quite a few sometimes, and people have been sending us pictures of them. I've even showed them to Lewis, and Lewis is wetting himself laughing, going, holy shit, someone's buying my Orwa t-shirt. which is now available on morearmy.co.uk. But anyway, you know, and we're on the flight, and it's so funny, and we're on the flight going over on our holiday again, and the same thing happened again. I put it up, and I think I put it on Instagram, just saying I can't take him anywhere, he's doing it again. And even when we were sitting there after I recorded it, one of the members of staff walked past, a wee girl from Belfast, and she actually laughed. She says, I heard what your son said, I thought it was funny. And I was like, he's not being disrespectful to you guys, he's just having a laugh, because she was buying us tea. We're buying tea and coffee on the plane, and she was like, I thought it was funny, we just heard this wee voice go, Orwa, that, the way to tell everything was finished, and then he said it. But I get these fucking tools coming in on social media saying, you're being disrespectful to the staff, and you're doing this, you should be ashamed of yourself, your son's not funny. Well, if you don't, I keep saying this to you 100,000 times, if you don't like what we do, fuck off. Just take yourself away, and just go away and hide yourself under your wee rock where you came from, and away and slide on. Some of the messages, it wasn't that many, but I got a couple saying, you're not funny, you're big, your son's funny, and he's not. It's like, he's a 14-year-old boy. He's a wee boy. Like, seriously, he's enjoying his life, you fucking morons. You know what I mean? And it's like, I haven't really had much trolls lately until the holiday, which is expected, because I knew there was going to be a couple coming in. You know, and it was just like, really? Seriously? Grow up, you morons. He's a child enjoying his life. It's not as if he's out there fucking causing trouble and, you know, breaking into cars and stealing stuff and smoking and underage drinking and illegally taking drugs and hanging around with the wrong gangs and all this shit. And see, most of the people who contact you now, you know, are all up to that themselves. You know, they're always fucking, they have such a sad, pathetic life that they have to fucking come in and try and target a child of 14. I showed some of the messages to me and Brooker Lewis were reading through some of them when we got to Blackpool. We were pissing ourselves laughing, like, hey, your son's so disrespectful. My son's disrespectful. How about you can kiss my ass? There's a lot of these shitbags out there nowadays who I've been talking about on this podcast for months, who are out there causing a hell of a lot worse than what Lewis just said, or wah, on a plane. Really? In fact, one of the members of staff actually thought it was funny as well, and it's just like, seriously, just do yourself a favour. Grow up and get yourself a fucking life. Go and, I don't know, go and get your medication changed to make it stronger, because clearly your meds are not working, you fucking balloon heads. It was so funny though, some of the comments, like, you know, you should be punishing him for what he done. Punish him for saying Orwa? Really? Oh, some people just make me fucking laugh. I really do laugh at someone. And I got more as the holiday went on. I would say a small minority. I reckon it's probably the same 3 or 4 people who just don't like me. It's like that fucking moron months ago. When that moron months ago contacted the podcast and said he was going to get me cancelled, and he was going to contact every place that I've ever done a vlog in. Best of luck to that one, you fucking moron. All social media pages are now closed. Anyway, we were just laughing, and I showed it to Lewis, some of the messages. He just looked at me and went, Orwa. Away you go. Anyway, yes, so we're going over to Blackpool, and we arrived at Blackpool with nothing but shitty weather. I know, shitty weather on the Sunday. It pissed down, but we made the most of it. We decided to take ourselves up and go, fuck it, we're going to get up, we're going to go out, we're going to go take the kids down to the arcades, let them enjoy their Sunday in some capacity, whether it be, you know, go to the arcades, do something, you know what I mean? And we did. We done the vlog of it, you probably saw, which a lot of you have been saying you enjoyed the videos and stuff, so thank you very much for that. But no, we made the most of it, but then the weather obviously changed a good bit, which was great, because we had a good lot of plans for the rest of the week ahead, which we did have. You know, we went out on the Monday. Tuesday was great. Lewis and Paul and myself went to Fleetwood to watch Fleetwood Town versus Preston North End. By the way, guys, can I just say something? Fleetwood Town fans are fucking awesome. Lovely people. We did run into a couple of people who actually knew us from YouTube. Believe it or not, it was so funny and weird, the fact that like we turned up there and people knew who we were. I was running half time. I took a dander around to one of the stands behind the goal to do some filming during the half-time break, and one of the stewards, that's right, one of the stewards from Fleetwood Town recognised me, and he was like, "Are you that guy from YouTube?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Holy shit, didn't expect you to be here." And I was like, yeah, I'm just here to watch a game and stuff, and he was like, that's awesome. So yeah, for everybody had said hello, and the staff, I mean, we went into the club shop before the game, and the staff were incredible, and lovely stadium, lovely wee stadium for League One in England, lovely people, fantastic fan base. We even got to see an ex-Liverpool player in Ben Woodburn, who was in our vlog actually quite a few years ago, whenever we were there over in Southport when Liverpool under-23s were playing Everton. It was the night we met the likes of Duncan Ferguson, Steve McManaman, Ben Davis. We actually met Trent. That was the night we met Trent Alexander-Arnold. And for you people out there who don't believe that we actually met Trent Alexander-Arnold, go and watch the fucking video and go and check out my social media, because you can see the photograph of me and Trent. Before I start exploding your medication again and you start going mad again and going, oh, he's lying again, oh, gotta go do anything for views. Piss off. I know I didn't want to talk about trolls no more, guys, but just some of the comments we saw over the last few days was fucking hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Even myself and Paul and Brooke were laughing at them. Yeah. Funny people. Anyway, yes, so yeah, thanks everybody at Fleetwood. We had a great time in Fleetwood. Wednesday then, guys, now Wednesday was the plan for Wednesday was to go to Blackpool Pleasure Beach, as we do every year. As you all know, guys, that are a regular follower of our channel, we go to Blackpool Pleasure Beach every single year. We go and have a day out, we have a great time, you know, we'll go on all the rides and we'll have a good time and just make a lot of memories, you know, obviously family memories, that we do every single year. And that was the plan for this year. But let's just say that the plans didn't go according to plan. Well, it did right up until the end, so we say. I'm sure you've probably all seen this on my YouTube channel now, what exactly happened. If you haven't, go and check it out. So pretty much we turned up at the Pleasure Beach as normal. The sun actually came out that day, which was great. It wasn't as warm as what it normally was every year, which was kind of a good thing, because I'm kind of glad, because every year we've been going the last lot of years, it's been like fucking 30 degrees and we've been absolutely scalded. It was around about a nice 19-20 this year, which was great. But the only problem for me this year, guys, was I went to the Pleasure Beach this year under the advice from my doctor not to ride roller coasters this year. I did mention it in the vlog at the start. If you want to go and watch it, it's available on the YouTube channel now, the Mirror Army YouTube channel. I talked about this a couple of months ago, actually, on the vlog, guys. I mean, I've been saying about me obviously going through a bit of treatment at the minute for testosterone replacement and stuff. I got injections given to me about a year or so ago, and it's actually affected my lower back, where I've obtained a buildup of fluid around the bottom of my back, not too far from my spine, but the doctor was advising me not to go on any bumpy roller coasters, because they didn't want the fluid to kind of move into my spinal area, which could have caused damage, because I'm due to go and get the fluid removed from my back. So that was a bit of a shit one, because the fact is I don't want to actually go on the roller coasters. As you all know, guys, I go on the roller coasters every year with the kids. Every single year, we love it. And unfortunately this year, I couldn't. Now, I could go on a couple of wee things that didn't involve a lot of, like, you know, major pressure and things like that. I went on this wee water ride thing with the kids. I went on these wee spaceship fucking things that fly around in circles. That was pretty much it. You go and watch the vlog, you can see, guys, I'm not even on any of the big roller coasters or nothing, which was really frustrating. But at the end of the day, my mindset is now, as long as the kids have a good holiday, that's all that matters to me. And at the end of the day, the kids had a fucking ball, and they went on the fact that the theme park wasn't even that busy this year, which was great. The kids were in and out of the rides really quickly, so they got to go on the rides a few times. But at the end of the day, I mean, I had a great day because the kids were having a good time. And this is the thing that happens too whenever you're a parent. You get you obviously want to be on the rides with the kids and have the time of your life and memories and all, but I already have all those memories. And normally I was thinking for weeks and weeks leading up to the time, thinking, fuck me, I'm going to be sitting here like a complete dick. You know, I can't even go on these rides, and it's going to piss me off, and I'm going to be annoyed, and I'm going to be frustrated, and I'm going to be sitting around while all the kids are fucking having the time of their life. And as the time got closer and closer and closer and closer, I was thinking to myself, you know, it's actually not going to bother me that much. And when I get up that morning, you know, because my back has been killing me the last few months, guys, and I mean, as you all know, I've been posting stuff on social media about me out walking and trying to lose weight and trying to do a bit of walking and stuff. But I noticed when I started doing all those long walks again, my back was giving me a lot of bother, and I ended up going to see the GP again, and that's where they discovered that them injections is like a reaction to those injections that I was receiving for the testosterone replacement, and that's why literally I've fucking put a load of weight on recently, and I can only walk so far, and my back's killing me, and it's not an excuse of me for people out there who are going to say, oh, you're being fucking lazy and all, but no, I'm not, guys. There's days that I legitimately cannot fucking walk. My back is killing me. But once I get this procedure done at the hospital, it'll be good to go. It'll be a big tension lifted off the back. I can get back out there again walking like you used to see years ago in my vlogs. Whenever Sandra and I were together, we used to walk fucking for miles and miles and miles all the time. We used to do coastal walks and beach walks and fucking everywhere. And, now don't get me wrong, guys, there is days where I can do 20, 30,000 steps. And then there's other days I'll be lucky to even to do 6,000 or 7,000 because my fucking back's killing me. So going into that pleasure beach that day, knowing that it was in my mind, going in there thinking, right, okay, I can't go on the roller coaster this year, but I can still make a day of it for the kids. And I did. Went down, we had a good time, and the kids had a ball. They were on all the rides and all the roller coasters, and we're having a great time. And the park was due to stay open to 7 o'clock that night, and it was round about 5 o'clock. We were there from 10 a.m, so we were there about 7 hours. Kids were having a ball. We had lunch there. We had a really good time. We had a laugh. Got some really good footage for the vlog. We were having a really good day, and it was like, right, we'll head into the last part of the park, which is called Nickelodeon Land, which is more for the smaller kids, but there's a wee roller coaster in there with the older ones going. There's a water slide for families as well, but then most of the rides are all for little small kiddies and stuff. And I said to them, and there's this other ride, looks like I call the big giant teacup thing where it goes up and down and back and forward. It's for everybody. There's certain 3 or 4 rides that are for everybody, and the rest are all for like small kids and stuff. And I said to the kids, right, we'll go and do a couple of those rides, and then we'll call it a day. And the kids were like, yep, cool, Daddy, we're tired, our feet are sore, we want to get back to the apartment, get changed and showered, and head out for dinner. And so I tell you a lie, the plan was that night actually was for Paul and Brooke to make dinner, because they were going to call up to the big giant Sainsbury's store, grab a lot of food for the apartment, bring it back, and they were going to make us a lovely dinner. And I thought, okay, cool. So the kids get on this roller coaster in Nickelodeon Land, which was obviously had a ball as they always do. And they went on this water slide thing, which they get soaked. And I said, right, kids, you ready to rock and roll? And they're like, yep, no problem, Dad, let's go. So we're heading towards this wee thing. We've actually got a vlog going out here, hopefully today or tomorrow. It's going to be called Train Journey in Blackpool Pleasure Beach, the wee mini train that goes right through the whole entire theme park. It's fucking awesome. I love it because you can go in between all the rides, and you can go in between all the different things, all the wee nooks and crannies right through the park. And Brooke and Paul loved it. Lewis has been on it years ago with me, and Brooke and Paul went on for the first time. They loved it because it was so intriguing. The fact that you could go in between all the roller coasters, and you see people flying over your head and all, and screaming and all. It's fucking brilliant, so it is. So anyway, yes, we're heading over the wee bridge thing there where that wee train was, and Brooke and Paul and Liz were way ahead of me, and I was just literally, it actually started to rain, and I was in the middle of fixing the back of my hood because it was stuck in the back of my coat, and I was trying to fix my hood and pull my hood up and whatnot, and heading towards the wee bridge thing. And as I was walking towards there, took 2 steps up, and I just felt this big, sharp, sort of like, it's hard to describe. I felt like I was stabbed. Well, you could technically say I was. Right in to my right foot. And I looked, holy shit, what's that? And I tried to pull my foot out, and I was like, what the fuck? And I felt like my foot was stuck to the step. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So I finally got my foot loose, and I looked down. I was like, what? This big sharp pain right at my foot. And I looked down and realised there was a big, well, not massive, but a big enough screw straight through my shoe into my foot. And it was like, what the fuck is going on here? I mean, your first initial reaction when something like that happens, like say you stand on a tack, or you stand on something and you try and pull it out. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And it was stuck. And I felt it inside my foot. I was like, you fucking son of a bitch. I was screaming everything. And I was like, what is going on here? And the kids were wailing at me, and the first thing I saw was Brooke. I was like, Brooke. And she was like, what? Dad, come on. I was like, Brooke, get back here now. And her initial reaction thought was, oh, Dad's just messing about as usual. Because you don't know, guys, I love having a joke and a laugh with the kids. And she was like, Dad, what's wrong? What are you joking about now? And I just lifted my shoe up, and Brooke near threw up. Brooke was like, oh my God, what the frick just happened to you? So the screw went right through my shoe, into my foot, and it was like, fuck, so sore. Now, years ago, about 30 years ago, I stood on a small nail in my left foot, and at 30 years ago, I was, 12? And I thought, screw this, just pull it out. And it ended up going infected. I had to get a tetanus shot in my foot and all that jazz. So I said to Brooke, go get somebody now. I need help now. And so Lewis stood with me with Paul, and Brooke ran off to get somebody. She finally got staff. The staff came along, and they were like, holy shit, what's going on? The guy, one of the first aiders came over, and he was like, oh my God, what the hell happened? So we were sitting there. As soon as it happened, I handed Lewis the phone. You record everything. You take pictures of everything you see. I don't care what it is. You fucking document this, because this is not my fault. That screw was sticking out of that step. That could have been a small child, because the ride right next to that step was for wee kids at about 3 or 4 or 5 years of age. And at that time of the day, they were all still running around in their wee summer shorts and t-shirts with their wee thin-soled summer shoes and all on. That could have been a fucking child stood in that. You document everything. And he goes, well, for YouTube? And I said, well, for that, and also for us, for record, because I'm sitting here with a fucking screw sticking into my foot. And I've had a lot of people come about, like the last couple of days, saying to me, it was all staged and you recorded it for views and all. Excuse me, I don't fucking think so, morons. I had a screw legitimately stuck into my foot, and it was fucking excruciating. How about I come around, I stick one of them screws up your fucking ass and let's see how you feel it? It was sore, trust me. And for people to come in and say, oh, it was all staged for YouTube. I even had a message on Instagram, was it yesterday, the day before? Somebody saying I was doing it for views, and the staff weren't really staff, and it was all staged and fake. And I'm like, are you fucking for real? My mindset at the time was to gather evidence, just in case these people don't, do their job right or whatever, or become morons about it all. And yes, okay, I put it out on YouTube, but you all know, guys, I YouTube my whole life anyway. Well, not my whole life, but some of it anyway. And it was also to highlight the fact that this could happen to anybody. That could have happened to a small child. It could have happened to an old age pensioner, because there was a lot of old age pensioners around there that day as well with their grandchildren and stuff. So yeah, for people who come in and goes, oh yeah, you staged it and all for views. Go away and take a jump. No, I don't think so. So anyway, we got the staff come over, and they said they couldn't do nothing. And they didn't do nothing. All they done was put me in a chair and take me to send me off to accident and emergency at the hospital, which was an experience, by the way. A&E in Blackpool was a bit of an experience, should we say. Interesting experience as well. We saw people being dragged in by police officers. We saw crazy people. We saw, it was just, me and Liz just sat in the corner of the way and kept herself to herself. But anyway, yes, got everything all I needed to get done, and got to the hospital. And when I got to the hospital, their initial reaction was, well, they're going to have to cut the shoe off, or we're just going to have to try and take it out the other way and then get your shoe off, and then we'll get you cleaned up, give you a shot in your foot, and we'll get you on your way. And I'm like, is it bad? And they're like, well, we don't know yet. So they brought me into this room. Whatever it is they done, they managed to save the shoe for some reason. Don't know how they done it, but they got the thing out. Getting it out was a fucking nightmare. It was sore. Finally got it out. They said, look, listen, we're going to tidy it up. We're going to cover the wound. We're going to clean it. We're going to give you a tetanus shot. We're going to get you all sorted out, and you'll be good to go. He says, just for a couple of days, it's going to hurt for a couple of days. You're going to probably limp for a couple of days. But as time goes on, just keep cleaning it every day and put this on it as well. And the tetanus shot will obviously help as well, but make sure you keep cleaning it every day and look after it. And within about a week or so, he says you should be fine. And I'm like, it's not the fucking point, still fucking sore. So once I done that, there was a lot of people actually at the hospital, including the staff as well, and also even our taxi driver who took us back to our apartment after the hospital, all kept saying, you better be putting the fucking claim in against the Pleasure Beach, because that's health and safety right there. And even the staff Even the staff who were taking my details, you see in the video on YouTube where they see them taking my photograph of my foot and taking my details and taking photos of the step and whatever else. They were even saying, like, we're taking your details here in case you decide to put a claim in. And, you know, people were, even when I went to football, when I come back from holiday there on Saturday, people were kind of like, you make sure you put a fucking claim in against these boys, because that could have been a child, it could have been a pensioner, it could have been somebody else. Put a claim in. Even mum and dad were like, get a claim in, put a claim in against these people. So I've been thinking about it over the weekend and stuff, and I haven't decided what I want to do just yet. But even people on Instagram were contacting me to put a photograph up of it all, saying, make sure you put a claim in. It's not all about the money, guys. It's all about the principle of it all. You know what I mean? And the fact is that could have been a small child. That could have been a pensioner that stood on that step. And for people out there who remotely live on another fucking planet, saying that I staged that all and it was all fake and anything for views, and like, what fucking planet do you morons live on? Like, really? Seriously? It was just, why? I even got an email last night. I was checking the emails for the podcast today. Me and Lewis were sitting watching TV last night. I showed Lewis one of them, and Lewis looked at it and went, Dad, seriously? Where do these people come from? I said, son, I don't know. I think they're let out in day release or something, or their medication. You can actually see their medication stop working. Like, staged? Really? Oh yeah, can I borrow a few of your staff here to come along and make a YouTube video and stage all this? Kiss my ass. Really? Kiss my ass. You're just sad. But anyway, that was the end of our trip for Blackpool Pleasure Beach. That was not a pleasurable experience, as I said. When I was talking about Blackpool at the start of this discussion, let's just say it is a trip that I will not forget for quite a long time. But moving forward, I mean, even before it all happened, we were having a great time. You know, I recorded a couple of videos that I'm going to be putting out still on the channel, you know, where we done a lot of different things. You know, we've done 10-pin bowling, and we've done a lot of different things leading up to it. After it happened, you know, we still continued on with our trip, even though I was hobbling around like a fucking, oh, God knows what. I mean, I'm going to put a video out today. I was out playing bingo. We recorded that podcast on Tuesday day before we went to the football, where we're out playing 10p bingo. That was good fun and a bit of crack as well. Just all the different things that we've done. And then after the accident happened, I was trying to continue on the trip to try and, you know, make the last day or two of the trip with the kids good. Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean, guys, they're on holiday, and like on the Thursday, the kids went out and done, well, Brooke and Paul went out and done a bit some of the stuff on their own, while Lewis and I obviously went out and done our own wee thing as well, because Brooke's 18 now, and she wanted to go and spend a bit of time with her boyfriend, which was understandable. So, but no, the rest of the trip worked out pretty good. On Thursday night, as you all know, guys, I talk about it on the podcast regularly. Thursday night, I always have a beer. And on the Thursday night, I thought, you know something, I'm going to go out for an hour or two on my own. I'm going to obviously hobble onto the fucking tram. I'm going to head down the road. I'm going to get off somewhere. I'm going to go for a pint. I'm going to go for a wee drink. And I'm going to have a bit of me time. Kill a bit of pain in my foot. And then head back to the apartment at a reasonable time. So I did. And I got on the tram outside our apartment on the Thursday. Went down the road to it's called the Albert and Lion, which is just right directly underneath Blackpool Tower. Went in there, had a few pints, which was fucking great. Like, honestly, guys, I'm not an overly massive fan of a Wetherspoons. Obviously because it does cheap alcohol and stuff like that. But I went in that night thinking, right, I'll have a couple of pints and I'll be fine. Holy shit! I thought, you know something, my foot's a bit throbby tonight. I want to have a wee shot. And I want to have a couple of pints of beer, and I'm going to enjoy my Thursday night drinking that I always do on a Thursday night, have a few beers and chill out. And I went up and I bought myself a pint. I've always wanted to try it. I was in Blackpool a couple of years ago. I tried a wee sample of it, but I wanted to try this ale. It's called Abbott's Ale, and I wanted to try it. So I bought myself a pint of that and a shot of Sambuca, and it came to fucking, what was it, £4.20 for a round of drink. And I'm like, this is awesome. So then I went back up for another pint, which was Bud Light. Budweiser, and for that and another shot as well was under a £5. So the light bulb went above my head, thinking to myself, going, this is actually like being out back in the fucking early 2000s, whenever I was allowed to go into the bars legally, all these cheap rounds of drinks. So I had a few pints, had 4 or 5 Sambuca shots, for what I remember of. But it was great. I was sober. Jumped back on the tram, back down to the apartment. All our stuff was packed to go home the next day anyway. Came in, Brooke and Lewis and Paul were sitting watching a movie. We all got tidied up and whatever else, went to bed and got up and went home the next day. Felt great the next morning. Even Paul looked at me and went, how have you not got a hangover? And I'm like, I don't get hangovers. I don't. But it's strange though now, because the fact that the kids are 18 now. Obviously Lewis is coming 15 soon. But I mean, Brooke and, obviously Brooke's 18 in November, Paul's 18 now, so it's just weird the fact that the kids are 18 now, and you know, it's I'm getting more of my freedom back now, which is great. But it was great to have a wee bit of me time for an hour or two on the Thursday night, even though my foot was fucking killing me and I was hobbling around like a numpty. So it was. But overall, guys, Blackpool was a good trip, apart from the hiccup with the pleasure beach and stuff. But it'll be a trip that I'll not forget any time friggin' soon. Believe me, trust me. It was unbelievable. But guys, again, I want to thank everybody for contacting me while I was away, asking me how I was doing, how my foot was, how the holiday was going, how much they're enjoying the videos. I've at least another 3 videos to come from Blackpool for the vlog, so stay tuned for that on the Mirror Army YouTube channel. Please go and check out that channel, those videos from Blackpool. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But yeah, it was good. A good trip, and one that I'll not forget anytime soon. But yeah, I'm moving away from that. Obviously now it's been an interesting week or so. But yes, Lewis and I are on our travels again. Twice now coming up in the next, 2 weeks or so? Well, we're actually away this coming Monday. So we are. So we're off to watch Liverpool play. That's right. Liverpool are playing this Monday night in Preston. They are playing, I can't even remember who the name of the bloody team is now. I know it sounds probably terrible, but Lewis and I are away next Monday morning to watch Liverpool play on the Monday night, and then we're back home on the Tuesday. So the Mirror Army podcast next Tuesday could be possibly recorded later whenever I get back home. And could possibly maybe drop later on the Tuesday, or even maybe on the Wednesday instead, because obviously of the travel and stuff. And what else have we got on? Also at the end of the month, we're on the travels again. I know. We're off to London to watch AEW All In from Wembley Stadium. So we've got quite a lot of few trips coming up. We've also got a lot of football away trips coming up as well in the next few weeks. We've got loads of traveling. We're going to be doing a lot of day trips throughout the time of August as well. So guys, we've got a load of things that we're going to be keeping busy and active throughout this month of August. It's going to keep us busy. So it is. But you know us, we love traveling. I love traveling with Lewis. Brooke doesn't like to travel with us as much as what she used to, because obviously she's 18 now, she wants to do her own thing, and I just always say to her, do you want to do something? No, I don't want to. So I just leave her be. So I do. So, but we've got quite a lot of things going on here over the next few weeks, so stay tuned for more great content coming up on the channel. The friggin' football season starts this weekend too as well, guys. It's just, this next few weeks is just going to be a continuous circle. Plus between obviously having to work as well and do our things too as well, away from all that there, it's just going to be a continuous busy month of August. You know, and then the next minute, you know, bang, fucking the kids are back at school again, and we're back into that year of all that stuff again too. It's, I mean, we're now into what date today, the 2nd of August. It's like, where the fuck did July go? Most importantly, where the hell did the nice weather go as well? All the bloody nice weather has decided to disappear. Speaking of weather, now some things I want to talk about and we'll move on to today here on the podcast before we go any further into it as well. I've got a load of your questions here as well on my laptop as well in front of me here today. I actually came a little bit more prepared today for the podcast, which is great. You know, a lot of people have been saying, you know, I've seen people talk about it on social media, talking about it on news, and talk about different things like, you know, we've had a crap summer this year, and we were spoilt over June with the great weather that we had, and people were saying, like, you know, July's been crap and August is going to be crap, and it's always the way though, isn't it? Like for people who are parents out there, the weather always seems to get good when the kids go back to school. It always seems to be that way. I don't know what it is like, but anyway, they're now issuing warnings here about this. There's a new thunderstorm apparently on its way to the UK. well, the tail end of a thunderstorm here coming to the UK, and apparently we're going to be getting horrible weather, really torrential rain over the month of August. Why am I not surprised here with the UK with the weather being so fucking shit? It's always crap. I just don't understand it. Like, I mean, it's just... And then we look across the ocean to Spain and Greece and all those places and on. They're getting like 35, 38, 40 degree heat, and we're sitting with our umbrellas and putting the heating on, freezing our balls off. It's weird, isn't it? Like, it's typical UK though. It's just a typical weather in the UK and Ireland. It's just typical weather. But they're saying apparently there's 2 major warnings. But then this is the thing as well. They said that in June as well. You know, this is the thing that pisses me off at the minute. With all these fucking eco-friendly people, and especially them good old friends of ours, the bloody oil protesters, which I've been keeping an eye on what they've been up to lately as well. And those fucking morons are just... Oh, I don't know. Just people are just sad. I saw a video yesterday, 2 of them morons trying to stop a guy getting into a petrol station. And they were shouting and screaming through his window at him, saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be using that diesel and oil and petrol and all that there, blah, 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 blah." And he's like, "But I'm driving an electric car." And they were still screaming at him, "But I'm driving an electric car." And it was like, okay, morons, see ya, glue bags. I've seen them, people are now starting to lose their shit with these morons as well. Now starting to drag them across the street and all still now, and people are at their wits' end with them, and fair play to them. I'd do exactly the same. Drag them across the road, fucking kick them to the side of the road, get back in your car and drive on. I'm sick of fucking looking at them. Trying to block the roads and block people getting to the hospital and stuff like that. Fucking morons. But no, they were saying there during the month of June, it was like, oh, climate change, the world's going to end. It's warm, it's the summer. That's what it is. It's the summer. We get pissed on 10, 11 months of the year, and we finally get some nice weather, and you morons are out pulling your fucking hair out and thinking the world's going to end. Really. People make me freaking laugh, so they do. Really, really do make me bloody laugh. But anyway, yes, let's get on to some of the stuff that's been going on in some of the news. I mean, I actually got a really good funny one to tell you. I actually should post this photograph on my Instagram because Lewis took a photo of me holding it. I was walking through the airport the other day and I saw one of Harry's books, Prince Harry's books, and it's one of the ones with like the white tape across his mouth and stuff. And Lewis says, "Dad, you should get a photo out there and put it on your Instagram because people know how much you don't like Harry and Meghan." I was like, fuck Lewis, you want to trigger the mental royal people who love them and go, "Oh, you're being cruel, you're being horrible." Whatever. Saw one of those books and it was like mental. Didn't see his actual the main book that a lot of you were sending me photos of. I was actually looking to look for that book, but to try and get a wee funny photograph for Instagram, but it never happened. Couldn't find the book anywhere. I was going to go up to one of the staff and say, "Oh, is it sold out?" The people were like, "No, we're running out of toilet paper. We need to go and wipe our ass with it." Unbelievable. Before I do get into some of the stories, actually, guys, it's just popped up in my head there. I want to talk about something else. I mean, this past weekend here in Northern Ireland, on Saturday, it was the Gay Pride Parade in Belfast. Now, a lot of you have been saying to me, what's my view on it? And, he's all in the way I talk about all this fucking crap that's going on with the way the world's going mental and all this stuff that was made up during COVID and all this shit. And people are always saying to me, what's your views on this and what's your views on that? Some of you were actually sending me, on the likes of Instagram and Facebook Messenger and stuff, and email and stuff, sending me, about the LGBTQ, whatever many letters there is in it now, plus, whatever the fuck it is now. We get onto the train Saturday morning, Lewis and I, to go to football on Saturday, and we were amongst, the whole train was packed with people going to this parade thing. We have all different walks of life. I even saw people like in their 50s and 60s fucking dressed up for this parade, and I'm looking at some of them going, okay, I'm not going to judge you, but it's your choice. But I did see one or two on the train that, like, guys, I've said this before on this podcast many a time. I have no problem with anybody being gay, straight, bi, whatever the fuck you want to be. But please, don't shove it in my face. No pun intended. Don't highlight to me that the world stops because you are attracted as a man to another man or a woman to another woman or whatever. There's people I saw on that train on Saturday, and I just looked at them and went, like, what the fuck? Okay, we understand you're gay, and I support that, and I'm all for that. If that's who you want to be, happy days. I've 4 or 5, maybe 6 friends of mine who are gay men. And they don't prance around the way some of these fucking morons do and thinking, oh, look at me, I'm gay. Highlight your whole day around me. Everything's about me. I'm like, listen, if you want to be gay, be yourself. Fair play to you. I applaud you. Look, I'm clapping for you. Fair play to you. But don't be going around that the whole world doesn't want to hear about it. And even there was even people who were sitting near me who were going to support the cause and go for their day out. No, and they were even looking at me and Lewis and going, he's a fucking moron. Like, seriously, does he need to shut the fuck up? And there was other ones as well. And there was young ones there as well who were just going there for an excuse to go out and get fucking pissed in the street and get away with it. But again, the reason I brought this up as well was because I saw a video online yesterday. Now, every year there's this gay parade. There's always these Christian guys that go out and stand on the street and all, and they're always like, gay's wrong, it's against the Lord and all this here nonsense and all. Look, listen, as I said to you before, I have good friends who are ministers, churchgoers, Christians. I've got friends from both sides, whether the LGBTQ side, which is lesbians, gays, bis, whatever. Also got people from the Christian church, whatever. You all know as well, like, old school people don't like, from the church, who don't like gays and whatever else. That's their choice, whatever they want to do. But I see it every year. There's a guy standing there and he shouts, the gay against the Lord and all this nonsense and whatnot. But I saw this video the other day and it was a bit extreme. So it was, where there was, and it was OTT. I don't really want to get into it too much, but apparently it was on the news last night. Mum was telling me apparently it was on the news last night. That I won't watch the news anymore because it knows it's full of shit. The news channel I watch is one news channel which tells the truth, but more on that another day. But anyway, yes, this guy apparently is being charged, and because it's classed as a hate crime and all this. It's like, guys, do we have anything else better in this fucking world to do than like fight with each other over your sexuality? At the end of the day, if you want to be gay or straight or bi or be in the church or whatever it is in your life, do it. Do what you want to do. Be yourself. I applaud you for being who you are. Be true to yourself. As I always tell my kids all the time, be yourself. Don't, be someone to please other people. Don't be bent over backwards to please other people. Be your fucking self. I was the worst for that. I ran after people for years and picked up after people and supported people when I didn't need to and never thought about myself. My attitude nowadays is, think about number one. Think about me. Think about my kids. Think about my home. Charity begins at fucking home. And the way I look at it is, if anybody, I even tell my kids this day, if people come into your life and they treat you like shit or they want to use you or whatever, get rid of them. Cut them out of your life. They're negative. Get rid of them. Don't let them. My problem for years was, guys, I kept people in my life that were bad for me and bad for my mental health and bad for my problems. And I kept them in my life, which I should have got rid of them a long fucking time ago. My attitude is now, I couldn't give a monkey's what anybody thinks anymore, anybody says anymore. I don't care anymore. I even talk about it on this podcast. I say it to people's faces when I see them in public. I don't care anymore. I only care about my family. I care about my children. If new people come into my life and they're bad for me or they're bad for my kids, I get rid of them. I cut them out. Simple and plain as that. And at the end of the day, if people are going to start dragging you down and stopping you from being yourself, don't be around them. Get rid of them. Cut them out of your life. Focus on yourself. And I always tell my kids, be true to yourself and be your own person and don't let anybody else tell you any different. And they do it, and they thrive on it every day. And I, especially even with Lewis, the minute too as well, I keep saying to him, be your own person. Don't let anybody hold you back, hold you down. Be yourself. To a degree, of course, obviously, because you're still only to do certain things because you're still a child, whatever else. And same as Brooke as well. Like when Brooke said to me she wants to pursue a career and looking after kids and all in school and being a classroom assistant. You want to do that, darn, you go and do it. I'll support you 100%. But at the end of the day, I saw that video the other day. I was talking about there a second ago about that guy, and they're all fighting and arguing over this thing and all. And I've had some people coming in saying, like, oh, suppose you're going to talk about LGBTQ and all in the podcast, and when you come back and all, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm going to mention about it, because to be honest with you guys, I have no interest in ever going to one of those parades, because it's not my cup of tea. I know a lot of straight people who go to it for a day out and have fun and have a laugh and, meet up with friends and go to the pub afterwards for a pint and but then you get these ones who are over the top extreme drama queens, and I just look at them ones and I go, you fucking morons. Like, there was even people, as I said, on that train the other day with Lewis and I, and it was just like, does he need to shut the fuck up? There's just one particular guy, and he was being really loud and obnoxious, and he may as well have had a big sign above his head saying, hello, everything, all attention towards me, hello, I'm gay, look at me, put the attention towards me. And I'm just like, mate, I've 2 or 3 mates of mine who are gay, and they would slap the piss out of you because you're an embarrassment to yourself. I know gay men who don't even go to it because they don't like it and they don't want nothing to do with it. Listen, if they want to go out and parade themselves in the street, that's fine, away you go, but don't expect me. As I always say, right, if you have a belief in something, right, I don't necessarily have to believe in what you believe. And because I don't believe in what you believe doesn't mean that I'm a bad person for not believing what you believe in. It's like this whole woke crap you see all around the world now. These woke tards going around saying, oh, you must believe this and believe it, and if I don't believe it, then I should be cancelled and cut out and pushed aside and never be heard again because I don't believe in their beliefs. I'm sorry, I have my own beliefs, but I don't go around to people and say, here, by the way, I have a belief in this, and this, and you must believe in that, or I will look down my nose at you. I'm sorry, fuck you. I will believe what I want to believe in. I have my own beliefs. Everybody has an opinion about everything, and I will have a problem with people going to these parades. No, I don't for 1 second. So anybody out there who is gay and thinking that I'm trying to knock this, I'm not. I'm just saying, but there's people out there who take it to the extreme OTT over the top, and it just gets to the point where it's like, okay, and then people constantly shoving this gay pride flag in people's faces, and there's no straight flag. So what's the difference? And everywhere you go, you see these multicolored flags and all that there, and it's just like, and if you even try and stand up against it and say, well, look, listen, I have nothing against gays, but why do you have to plaster the whole place in multicolored flags all the time? Oh, you're homophobic, you're this, you're that. No, I have no problem with that at all. But for what I saw on that train last Saturday with Lewis, even Lewis was like, Dad, seriously, does he ever want to shut up? And I'm like, I know. It wasn't just him, there was a couple of them on the train too. And then, as I said, there was ones around me and they were looking and going, oh my God, please just shut up, seriously. But for people who went up there, obviously, to have a good time and all, I hope they had a great day. I'm sure they had a great day for it, apart from a bit of rain towards the end, because it rained a wee bit, but for what I've seen online of, photos on Facebook and Instagram and everything else, there was a lot of people who had a good time, but again, it's not for me, it's not my cup of tea, and at the end of the day, if you want to call me, or whatever you want to call me for saying it, then go ahead and do it. But as I said to you before, guys, I've got friends of mine who, I know, good men who are, I don't know, lesbians too. Like women, good girls who are lesbians, but they don't go around prancing around and shoving it in people's faces and highlighting every 5 minutes all over social media that they're gay and they're easily offended by the stupidest shit. They're actually offended by the people who are going around saying they're offended, if you know what I mean. So, but there you go. I don't know. It was just, some people just make my fucking teeth itch. So they do. They really, 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 really do make my fucking teeth itch. So yeah. But guys, I've just realised how much time I've actually recorded here on the podcast today. I'm actually going to forget about some of the stories today from the news. I'm going to go straight into your questions because I'm actually going to save some stories and stuff for Thursday. Guys, we're back on Thursday for an hour podcast. If you want to get any suggestions in for Jackass of the Week this week, you can send us an email, moorarmypodcast@yahoo.com, or social media feeds you want to contact me on there. I'll put a wee post out today on social media who you think the Jackass of the Week for this week should be. But yeah, no, I just realised how much time I've recorded into the podcast here this morning. Fucking Jesus. Been talking quite a lot this morning. But yeah, I've got quite a busy day today, so I want to get this wrapped up as quick as I can because I've got to head down the road to football tonight because I've got some interviews to do with new players, and the new season starts on Saturday. Thank God we're starting at home on Saturday. And then we've got a couple of away trips coming up as well this month, and we're back in Larne and as well this month, and we've got a few RB trips too as well. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty busy few weeks for us, as I said earlier on there. So, but anyway, let's get into some of your questions from social media first. I'll do social media first, and then I'll do the email as well after that. Let me just give you 1 wee second, because I've actually got my laptop here in front of me, as I said to you, and what do you call it? I've also got my smartphone here in front of me too as well. Right, here we go. Go on to Facebook first of all, the Facebook fan page, which is Moore Army YouTube channel. Guys on there who want to give me a wee message on there. I've actually got 2 comments on the post that I put up yesterday on the page. Got a couple of messages too as well personally, which I'll reply to. But I got 2 comments here on. First of all, saying from William Montgomery, says here, how do you think Liverpool are going to do this season in the Premier League? Speaking of football, I've been mentioning it on the podcast since the last time I spoke to you. Liverpool have lost 2 key players in Jordan Henderson and Fabinho, who Fabinho actually left yesterday. Jordan Henderson has left to go to Saudi Arabia for mega money, which I didn't mention about that on the podcast here. I don't really want to talk about football as much here, because I know a lot of listeners out there don't like football. They just like to hear me talk about different things. How do you think Liverpool's going to do this season? Well, they need to sign more fucking players, because they've just lost another 2 other midfielders. I mean, we've lost Bobby, we've lost James Milner, we've lost Fabinho, we've lost Henderson. Who else has left? Well, obviously Oxlade-Chamberlain has left. Kyle has left as well, which they were too injury prone, never really featured much, to be honest with you. I have signed 2 midfielders so far. There's a lot of rumours flying around the last 48 hours about Liverpool possibly taking Kylian Mbappe on loan, which I think is a load of shit. I'll believe it when I see it. If it was to happen, fucking hell, what a signing that would have been. There's a lot of controversy going around him at the minute. How do I think Liverpool's going to do it at the minute? Well, I personally think we need to sign at least another good midfielder. The front line, I watched them play the other day there in pre-season against Leicester, looked pretty good. Jota's looking sharp again. Nunez is scoring goals. It's obviously only pre-season. Salah's doing okay, and you know, we're doing alright there in that phase. But I think we do need to sign more. We did announce yesterday that Virgil van Dijk is the new club captain. No surprise. I thought it would have been him or Alisson anyway. How do you think we're going to do this season? Well, I think we need to sign at least 2 more maybe before the window shuts, if we're going to be competing this year, and it has to be quality players. We're after a wee fella from Southampton, but it's like, okay, I love Klopp creating superstars and all, from stars that are possibly not as big as what they are. Look what he done with Sadio Mane, look what he done with Trent, look what he done with Robertson. You know, all these different boys he's turned into superstars. We need to sign more quality. Yes, McAllister's a great signing, don't get me wrong. Super signing. But I think we need to do better. And that's being totally honest with you. But with Henderson leaving, people have asked me about it all when I was away on holiday and stuff, you know, on social media. What's your thoughts on Henderson being away? Well, he's 32 now. And he's done 12 years at the club. He's won everything. I'm heartbroken that he's the captain and he left the club. But on the flip side, if you're a 32, 33-year-old player who's not getting much game time anymore, and someone comes in and offers you a load of money, and after you pay all your taxes, you're walking away with about 400 grand a week, and you get 2 kids and a family, would you take it? You know what I mean? Money talks in football, guys. It really, really does. But how do I think we'll do this season? If we don't sign at least 2 quality players, I think we'll be lucky even to get top 4 again this year. We need to really push it. Really, really push it this year. Especially in that Europa League as well, to get back into the Champions League next year. And I got another one here from Kieran on the page as well. It says, hi Matt, hope you had a great holiday and your foot is on the mend. Thank you very much, Kieran. I've been listening to re-listening to the podcast, and I'm listening to the one from March. You make a remark about Pizza Express and not to mention them to Lewis. He loves pizza, so what's this all about? Kieran from Sligo. I've said that before. Lewis doesn't like Pizza Express because of what happened to me and him in the boat, because it gave us food poisoning and made it bulk everywhere and made us sick for 2 days and gave us food poisoning. That's why he doesn't like Pizza Express. That's just being honest. He just doesn't like Pizza Express because it made him fucking bulk everywhere. Yeah, Kieran, thanks for your message. I appreciate it. Right, let's get into on our private message here on Facebook. Right, one here from Francis. Francis on Facebook says, hi Matthew, hope you're having a great time with your kids away on the summer holiday. The videos have been absolutely brilliant. Love it. Wondering if there's any more videos coming from Blackpool, which I have said at the start of this podcast. Yes, there will be more videos coming. Looking forward to it. When's your next trip to Liverpool for a football game? And also looking forward to the rest of your videos throughout the summer. Love your videos in the summertime because it's so much fun to see you and the kids out and about every single year. Long time viewer of your YouTube channel. Keep up the great work. Well, yes, as I said, you're away on Monday to watch Liverpool play again. It's coming Monday night. I've got a lot of travelling coming up as well. So yes, thanks very much for your message. I do appreciate it. Right, let's jump over to Instagram here and have a wee look. Right, one on Instagram here I got on Saturday. It just says here Saturday, yes, from James_LFC_Bants. Says here, the nail through the foot post brought up some painful memories. Exact thing happened to me before. Wishing you a speedy recovery. That's from James. Thank you very much, James. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's not a very nice thing, to be honest with you. It's very, very sore. So it is. One here from Connor. Connor Dart he just replied to actually one of my stories. I posted a story on Instagram the other day of bottles of Prime inside Blackpool Football Club. I forgot to mention that actually earlier about the Blackpool story. Lewis and I got access into Blackpool Football Club on... What morning was it on? I can't even remember what day it was. I think it was before the Pleasure Beach, was it? We got access into the ground, but it was shut. So if you want to go and check out that video on the YouTube channel, it's there available. Connor, thank you very much for the message. Let's have a look here and see. One here from Jonathan on Instagram says, "Hi Matthew, glad to see you've had a great holiday. Is there any more vlogs coming from Blackpool, or is that them finished for the year? Normally you have more videos out than that. Keep up the good work." Yes, there is more videos coming out. As I said to you, there's more coming out over the next day or so. So stay tuned for those coming out on the channel. I would appreciate it. Let's have another look here and see. Just as we're thinking we come back from holiday, get all these messages from different people. Right, let's have another quick scroll down here now. Right, one here from Paul. Paul on Instagram says, "Hi Matthew, enjoyed your Blackpool videos. Really, really enjoyed it. When is the podcast coming back? Is it coming back this week? Just wanted to know." Well, the podcast is back now. I'm talking to you right now, but I want to give you a wee shout anyway. Paul on Instagram. I'll do one more on Instagram before I head into the emails. Let's have another wee Jeffy scroll down here. Stephen on Instagram, Stephen Ferguson on Instagram writes me a message here saying, "Hi Matthew, just wanted to let you know that I came across your podcast a few months ago and absolutely love it. Never mind what the haters have to say, as they are absolute morons. Love it every week when you rant, especially about Harry and Meghan. I personally think they're absolute morons, and I enjoy listening to your podcast as it is a breath of fresh air every single week. Hope you're having a great holiday with your kids. Well deserved. You're a great dad and should be proud of what you've done for your children over the years. Keep up the great work." Well, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that message. It means a lot. Really, really does. Right, let's get into the emails. Let's have a look here and see. MoorArmyPodcast@yahoo.com, by the way. Oh yeah, here's the email. Actually, one of the first ones I found here from last night saying, "I bet you put the nail down yourself and stood on it because you are a liar and you do anything reviews. LOL." Really? Do any reviews? Kiss my ass. One here from, let's have a look here and see, Liam. Liam on the email says, "Hey Matthew, how you doing? Just wanted to send you an email to say I love your podcast every single week and recently purchased some of your new merchandise. The merchandise is very, very good quality and thoroughly enjoy wearing it. The Moor Army Podcast logo is great compared to the old logo that you have, but I understand you want to keep both logos. Keep up the good work. Will there be any winter merchandise available this winter, i.e. hoodies, tracksuit bottoms, etc.? Let me know." Okay, well, we always bring in hoodies anyway every year, so yeah, we're trying to get them sorted for the winter. I think there's one or two maybe still on the store at moorarmy.co.uk. Go to the store. You'd be able to get some, I think there's still some hoodies on there, original hoodies from back in the day. I'm not honestly sure. Let's have a look here at another email before I go. Let's have a look. Right, one here from Peter. Peter says, "Hi Matthew, just wanted to bring up a little thing to you as well about Prime. I don't know why you saw the story in the news about Canada, about Prime being pulled from the shelves, but then Logan Paul himself came out and said the Prime was not even sold in Canada. Sorry, I need a drink here before I go. I saw you have been drinking a lot of Prime recently in your vlogs, and I'm a little bit concerned about yourself and Lewis. Okay, fair enough. It says the Prime energy drink is obviously bad for you, but the hydration drink is not. It's kind of like Lucozade Sport. Can I ask you for your views on this here? As I'm a little bit concerned about people drinking this Prime drink. When you buy the energy drinks you see on your vlog, I see you and Lewis trying them. Is it for you or is it for Lewis himself? Just want to bring this up for other people who are listening to you or see you on YouTube. Okay, well, that's a fair point. And again, thank you for emailing me. Yes, the story was going around apparently online that apparently the Prime drink was the energy drink version of it was being pulled from the shelf in Canada. Then Logan Paul himself done a video, which Lewis brought to my attention, saying apparently it was a load of crap. Now I have bought the energy drinks which I've tried. I've given Lewis a wee sip of them, but obviously don't let him drink them in full because obviously they're not his drinks. The hydration ones are kind of like Lucozade Sports and things like that there. But again, I've took him. We were away on holiday there, and you see him on me on his wee videos. Us trying the different energy drinks and stuff like that, but he only tries a wee sip of it, and then I drink the rest of it because at the end of the day, you know, you don't know what's in energy drinks. To be honest with you, I don't know. I'm a mug. I am a victim of drinking energy drinks, which I shouldn't be all the time. But again, you know, that's another issue I have, which I need to get rid of because I do drink quite a lot of them. Not all as much as what I used to, but sometimes I still drink them. So, but the hydration drink and stuff like that apparently is okay. I've done a bit of research on it and stuff, but again, if I thought for a split second that the hydration drink was a danger, it would be gone in a heartbeat. You know, so, but yes, thank you for bringing it up to me. I do appreciate it. Thanks for your email. But again, the energy drinks and stuff like that, I keep trying to keep Lewis away from them because at the end of the day, you know, they're not good. So they're not. So, and I'm preaching that to my kids, even though I'm drinking them myself, which makes me kind of a hypocrite. But again, there's days that I do need to be boosting now and again because obviously of my low energy and my pain, and for me to get a bit of a boost to even do it and do a bit of walking and stuff. And I know there are methods that they're doing that, the likes of a coffee or eating different foods and things like that. And I'll hold my hands up and admit that I do drink energy drinks, which I shouldn't be drinking as much as what I should do, but I'm the biggest fool for it, like, so I am. So, but again, I like to be open and honest with you on the podcast, guys. You all know this from the start. I shoot from the hip. So, but just thank you for your email. I do appreciate it. By the way, guys, I'm going to go here now and end this podcast for today. I know I had a few wee stories I want to talk about in the news and whatnot, but it's just obviously time has ticked on. I've talked a bit more about Blackpool than I shouldn't have, but I want to try and gather some stories from the news. Anything you want to hear me talk about on the podcast here, any more stories you want to hear or anything else you want to hear me talk about on the podcast, get in touch with me before Thursday. Any suggestions for Jackass of the Week, MoorArmyPodcast@yahoo.com. Contact me on social media, official Matthew Moore on Instagram, and was it Threads or something still? I can't remember that thing. I'm not on Twitter, or X as it's called now. I'm not on it because that's full of fucking lunatics. Moore Army YouTube channel on Facebook. Give them pages a follow as well. We'd appreciate it. If you're listening to this here video on YouTube as well, subscribe to the channel, guys. I would appreciate it. It means a lot to me here for supporting this podcast. It really does mean a lot. Right, I'm going to head down the road here now and get this edited. I've got a day of work ahead of me, and then I got to go to football tonight as well. So more stuff for me to do. Another busy day for myself. Another busy day. So anyway, guys, until Thursday, hope you all have a good Tuesday and Wednesday. I'll see you back here on Thursday for another podcast. Thank you for all your messages, all your love, all your support. I appreciate it. Thank you for all your comments about the videos. There's more videos coming up from Blackpool in the next 24 to 48 hours. Stay tuned for them. So until Thursday, guys, I will see you back here for another episode of the Moore Army Podcast. I'm also, before I go as well, thank you for episode 50. 50 episodes strong. Here's to the next 50 and the next 150, and here's to another 250 episodes of the podcast. I know we have obviously done nearly 100 overall, but we're on episode 50, which is a big thing for me. So thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Till next one, guys, I'll see you back here on Thursday for another episode of the Moore Army Podcast. Thanks for listening, guys.